Blue collar, white collar, black professors, white scholars, politicians, Dalai Lamas. Everybody in the whole wide world need hope if I be honest. I'm in that number.
Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of Raw Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. She did it. She finally announced that she was running for president. Everybody knew she was going to run for president. She was being molded and shaped into the cookie model of Hillary Clinton with a little dash of Obama. Kamala Harris. Now, I recently did a video. You can go back and look in the channel called Kamala Harris Would Never Be President. And I really meant that. Why? Well, first of all, the Democratic Party test proved Kamala Harris. They put her on the committee, see how she would do against oppositions in the Republican Party. Can she be able to call them to the carpet? Can she be able to scold them? Can she be smirky with them? Things like that. Do she have the guts to go after Trump toe-to-toe? We saw how she handled Jeff Sessions. By the way, a fraud can handle Jeff Sessions. That's no impression on anybody. But her going back and forth with Trump. I'm going to tell you this, people. Trump will eat Kamala Harris alive. Trump will eat her for breakfast. Because she is a person who tries to stay poised, and you need to have somebody that not only got the policies, but can go for the jugular on Donald Trump. Remember I said in order to win the 2020 Democratic nomination and the presidency, you literally have to have the juice. You have to be able to attack people, even people in your own party, on their principles, on their thinking, on their policies, yet at the same time be able to go head to head after Trump. You can't leave. You got to go on this no holds barred. Why? Because it's about America. It's not about my party. It's not about the opposition party. It's not about who in office. It's about the people that need help. Kamala Harris announced her run for president today. Of all days. Now, I knew it. I told everybody at work. I told everybody last week. She's going to announce it on Martin Luther King's Day. Why? Because she's a black, half Indian woman, and she got to take advantage. She got to co-opt. She got to take advantage of such a great holiday. It's very Obama-ish. See, Obama, he announced his presidency, I think in the Lincoln Parlor or something in Chicago. She is trying to do the same thing. Watch this.
We're here now with Senator Kamala Harris. She's a Democrat from California, first elected to the Senate in 2016 after 20 years as a prosecutor, including stints as the district attorney for San Francisco and attorney general of California.
And Senator Harris has also been laying the groundwork for a run for the White House. It is great to have you with us on this special holiday. Do you have an announcement you'd like to make?
I am running for president of the United States.
Well,
and
yay!
I'm very excited about it.
Yeah,
you mentioned 20 years. We mentioned 20 years as a prosecutor. If you win,
yes,
you're going to be commander-in-chief.
Yes.
What qualifies you to be commander-in-chief?
Well, first of all, let me just say I love my country.
Who don't?
I love my country. And this is a moment in
All right,
time
let me stop.
that I feel
Audience, you love your country? Yeah, you love your country. I love my country too. So if that's, he asked her a question, what makes you qualify to run for president? I love my country. I got a cat that my godkids have success. He loves this country. Let me keep going.
a sense of responsibility to stand up and fight for the best of who we are. And that fight will always include, as one of the highest priorities, our national security. And thinking about it in a way that we understand that we must be smart, we must understand the power that we have, the strength that we have. That is about military power, it is about diplomatic power, it is about the power that we have in terms of what has been, until recently, our moral authority in the world and our ability to work with our allies. I am a career prosecutor, as you said. My entire career has been focused on keeping people safe. It is probably one of the things that motivates me more than anything else. And when
oh, did she say she a career prostitute? Let me go back.
My entire career has been focused on keeping people safe. It is probably one of the things that motivates me more than anything else. And when I look at this moment in time, I know that the American people deserve to have somebody who is going to fight for them, who is going to see them, who will hear them, who will care about them, who will be concerned about their experience, and put them in front of self-interest.
You love this country. You also love your family. And for people who do not know, your mother was born in India.
Yes.
Your father was born in Jamaica.
That's
and
right.
they met when they were both involved in the civil rights movement.
That's exactly right.
In California at Berkeley. And
That's
in
right.
fact, your mother met Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes, she did.
Cannot be lost that you're making the announcement on
That's right.
this day. Is that important to you?
It is very important to me. You know, Dr. King, my parents were very active in the civil rights movement, and that's the language that I grew up hearing. And it was about a belief that we are a country that was founded on noble ideals. And we are the best of who we are when we fight to achieve those ideals. And the thing about Dr. King that always inspires me is he was aspirational. He was aspirational like our country is aspirational. We know that we've not yet reached those ideals, but our strength is that we fight to reach those ideals. And that inspires me, because it is true that we are a country that, yes, we are flawed, we are not perfect, but we are a great country when we think about the principles upon which we're founded. And yes, so today, the day we celebrate Dr. King, is a very special day for all of us as Americans, and I'm honored to be able to make my announcement on the day that we commemorate him.
Now let me stop here. You see how they was all ears? And they act like they were excited about what she had to say. That's the talk of every politician. I love my country. This country deserves the best of the best. And but hold up. When you were Attorney General, you were loving your state. When you were a judge, you were loving your city. Okay? So what have you done from the time that you were Attorney General, from the time you were judging your local community, to show your love? Love is based on action, demonstration. What have you done to show that you love? Now, I'm not taking none from her. She's, like I said, she probably do. We all love our country. But these words, these platitudes don't mean crap to me. Platitudes don't mean nothing. Lofty words don't mean nothing to me. I want to hear in this interview, what are the things she's going to fight for? Not that she's going to fight hard, and we as a country need to come together and fight hard, and we need to protect our country, and we need to protect the citizens of this country. That's all lofty words. That's all blah, blah, blah. What policies? So when I talk about, you know, even though I'm pretty up in the air on who I'm voting for, you guys probably know who I'm voting for. Them same people who I voted for last year right now. But you know, Bernie Sanders don't do that lofty talk. He talk policies. Elizabeth Warren talk policies. Tulsi Gabbard, I haven't heard her policies, but I'm quite sure she lean like Bernie Sanders. You know, the other politicians, I don't hear no policies. Castro, well, I heard some of Castro's policy. So what do she have to say as a Democrat? How is she going to fight? What is she going to implement to make the American people rise up in this country?
President Trump has already said he wants to run again in 2020. You sit on the Senate Intelligence Committee, the Senate Judiciary Committee. You've been looking at the Russia investigation.
Right.
Have you seen any evidence that President Trump has committed an impeachable offense?
I cannot talk about the evidence that I've received in the Senate Intelligence Committee, but I will say that there is no question that Bob Mueller is conducting an investigation with the highest level of integrity.
All right, now let me stop here. Oh, God, stop with this mess. Bob Mueller, a man of integrity, a man who helped lead us into the war with Iraq and Afghanistan and all that kind of... You keep talking about he's a man of integrity. He is not. Well, then again, let me stop. He probably found the Lord, repented of his sin, and started walking the straight and narrow. Even then, we have to make sure we keep our integrity intact. We still fall short. We still mess up. Sometimes we still lie. But you trying to tell me Bob Mueller is a man of integrity. Get out of it. That ticks me out when I hear people say that. That man allowed us into a war in Iraq. Thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of Iraqi citizens died. Hundreds and thousands of our soldiers died because that man got with Bush lies and allowed us into a war of weapons of mass destruction, and there was nothing, none of. And you want me to trust this guy with a Russian investigation, man? Now, this is his way to make up his ground with the Democrats. Let me get off Robert Mueller. This man is a liar.
Taking the job very seriously. There have already been 33 indictments, and it is incumbent on the United States.
And that right there count me out for her. The moment she started siding with this man, instead of just letting that man do his job, and stop saying that he's a man of integrity. Get out of here.
Congress to do everything in our power to ensure that his investigation is whole and will be complete without any interference.
It sounds like you don't think William Barr, the president's nominee for Attorney General, can oversee it in a fair manner.
Well, you're right, and during the course of the questioning of him, because I sit on the Senate Judiciary Committee, I expressed great concern, and I am very concerned that he was unwilling to agree that if the career people in the Department of Justice say he has a conflict and that he should recuse himself, he wasn't willing to agree that he would do that. We cannot, back to your point about my career, my entire career has been focused on our system of justice. It is one of the hallmarks of what gives us strength as a democracy.
System of justice, she put more black men, more Hispanic men and women in the California area. If you look like you had a blue rag, red rag, or whatever. Let me get off this. Go check out her record for herself. Horrible record of criminal justice. Horrible, horrible record.
And it becomes weak when people interfere with that system for political purpose. And no one in particular, right now, when there are so many Americans that are distrustful of their government and its leaders and institutions, no one should give the American public any reason to question their integrity or the integrity of our system of justice. Yeah, absolutely.
You've had a long career, only 2 years in Washington, and the senior senator from your state of California says while she adores you, that she would support, if he should run, former Vice President Joe Biden. What do you say to people who feel that you don't have the necessary experience to be Commander-in-Chief? Well,
first I'll say that they have a long-standing relationship. They go back many, many years because their careers started together in Washington, D.C. So I'm not concerned about that. It's a friendship, and I respect that. But let's look at my experience. I have the unique experience of having been a leader in local government, state government, and federal government.
All right. You've been a leader in local, state, and federal government. All right. What did you do?
What I believe the American people want.
Don't tell me what you believe we want. Get out there and find out what we want. This is what I hate about these politicians. What I believe the American people want. No, go out there and find out what the American people want and give it to them. Your statement should be, I've talked to the American public. I spent time with families all across this nation. I spent time in prisons. I spent time in the hood with brothers on the hood. I spent time with single mothers. I did this and I did that. And this is what I got from them. That should be your talk. Not, I believe this. So you're making up your decision for us. Okay, give me a moment.
And their next commander-in-chief is someone who has leadership skills, who has experience, and has integrity, and will fight on their behalf. And on
same old talking point.
On all of those points, I feel very confident about my ability to lead. I feel very confident about my ability to listen and to work on behalf of the American public. The American public wants a fighter, and they want someone that's going to fight like heck for them, and not fight based on self-interest. And I'm prepared to do that.
Have you been listening
and what evidence do you have that you are a fighter?
When out on the book tour, and I'm sure that Americans are coming up and they're letting you know what is most important to them. What are you hearing from them?
By the way, she got 2 books that she's going on tour. She's doing Obama thing. Obama had his book and he went out and touted his book as he ran for office. Bernie Sanders did the same thing. She has 2 books, a children's book and her own book. I forgot the name of something about the hope we have or something like that. I don't know. I ain't reading that crap. I need to stop. Let's keep going.
What I'm hearing from them is that they want to know that we're going to focus on the fact that right now this economy is not working for working people. They're going to want to know those 800,000 people who have dedicated themselves to public service, those federal employees. They're going to want to know we're not playing politics with their livelihood and their ability to pay rent at the end of the month. Because let me be clear, Robin, and you know this, those folks don't want a wall, they want a paycheck. And as leaders, we need to be able to give them
that sounds so
some
good.
certainty
That's
that
nice.
we understand what their lives are like. They've got to pay their bills.
Oh,
They've
you
got to
look-
put food on the table.
Oh, she
They've
looks
got to
so
send their
concerned.
children to soccer practice and go to the tutor, and they got to pay for that. Nobody's giving them a free ride. Nobody else that they require to help them is going to work for free. Why do we expect them to work for free? People want to know, and this is what I hear everywhere I go, that their leaders, and in particular their president, sees them and understands their needs. And right now there are a lot of working families in America whose needs are not being met. The cost of living is going up. Wages have remained stagnant for the most part. I've met so many folks who are working 2 and 3 jobs to pay the bills. Nobody should have to work more than 1 job to be able to pay their rent. So there are a lot of issues that I hear when I travel this country, and I'm prepared to discuss and listen more, and I'm prepared to lead.
You also say you're prepared to speak the truth even when it's uncomfortable.
Yes.
One of those uncomfortable truths you speak for a lot of Democrats, you say the left has to get over its bias against law enforcement. What did you mean by that, and do you think that's going to be a problem for you in the Democratic primaries?
I think it is a false choice to suggest that communities don't want law enforcement. Most communities do. They don't want excessive force. They don't want racial profiling, but then nobody should. We can have a system that understands, and I know this in my career.
Hold up. And she's going to talk about her career. That has been going on the whole time when you were Attorney General in San Francisco area, where black and brown people were being stopped by the cops, were arrested for some of the dumbest things in the world, and you facilitated that and had more black men and women of minority or of different descents than probably anybody in the history of San Francisco. If not, you show in the top 5. Let me keep going.
As a prosecutor, when I have fought in those courtrooms, it has been on behalf of sexual assault victims. It has been on behalf of students who were the victims of predatory for-profit colleges. It has been on behalf of homeowners who were the victims of predatory banking practices.
Yeah, but you could let Steve Mnuchin go, slap on the wrist. Now this guy's in charge of our financial affairs in the United States.
People want that. They want to know that our laws will be enforced. And they also rightly should expect that we recognize our system of justice has been horribly flawed, and it needs to be reformed. We have a system of justice that has included systemic racism. We have a system of justice where a mother and father have to sit their child down, their son down, when he becomes a teenager and tell him that he may be stopped, he may be arrested, and he could be shot based on the color of his skin. There is a lot of work to do, but to suggest it's one or the other, no, I don't buy that. People want to know that they are safe in their communities. They want to know there will be consequence when a child is molested, a woman is raped, or somebody is killed. And they want to know that their law enforcement is going to conduct itself in a way that is fair and without bias, and certainly without any hint in its system of racism. So there's work to be done.
We're going to have to have you back along the trail.
Yes,
a lot more
we will.
questions to
Yes,
ask.
a lot more.
I'm
Thanks
ready.
for coming in today. Thanks for sharing your announcement on GMA.
Thank you, guys.
She ready, baby. She ready to run for presidency. Ain't that nice? Man, get out of here with it. Anyway, let's go take a look at her campaign ad. Like, oh, Mickey, you so fine. You so fine. This my mind is Mickey. So let's listen to it.
Truth, justice, decency, equality, freedom, democracy.
All words that she got from her focus group to know the grab the mind and grab the attention. Even the colors probably came from the focus group, because there was a focus group on her campaign strictly to do this.
These aren't just words. They're the values we as Americans cherish. And they're all on the line now.
All right, let me stop, back it up. Okay. Gosh, she's a beautiful woman. Ain't she pretty? But I don't be falling for that prettiness, man. Tell me what you're going to do for the people. Now, I want you to see, It's the power of the focus group, and the play on words are magnificent, and the colors. Yeah, let's see.
Truth, justice, decency, equality, freedom, democracy.
Those are her mottos for 2020. All right, let's go into hand now. Look at the hand, y'all. Look at this hand.
These aren't just words. They're the values we as Americans cherish, and they're all on the
See
line
that hand?
now.
When they do that hand right there, they are polished, built from the ground up politician from the Democratic establishment or from the Republican establishment. Once this is a sign that the step for president has been completed. When you see that hand right there, that's
The
it.
future of our country depends on you and millions of others lifting our voices to fight for our American values.
Oh, yeah,
That's why I'm running for President of the United States.
Look at that hand. And why are we always fighting? Tired of fighting. Let's go.
I'm running to lift those voices, to bring our voices together. So please join me in Oakland on Sunday, January 27th, and go to KamalaHarris.org to join our campaign. Let's do this together. Let's claim our future for ourselves, for our children, and for our country. I'll see you in Oakland.
All right, so as you can see, she made her announcement, and she has some things she did good in California, but most of the things were not all that hot. She released Steve Mnuchin, let him go when his butt should have been jailed. Now he is in charge of the finances of America. A known crook, bona fide, with a stamp on it. She let him go. But my black brothers and sisters, who probably were just standing on the street selling Lucy's, looking like they got a red tag or a red bandana or a blue bandana, was locked up and thrown in jail. Why? Because she wanted to fill up the private prison system. Now you go back and watch my video. I did a video on Kamala Harris will never be president. Why? Because progressives, independents, is not going to ever buy into her. Because of the way she came up in politics. Go check out the story yourself. It's hilarious. How she acted as a judge, how she acted as attorney general, and her play right now trying to get into the White House. From the moment she got in there, they crafted and shaped her to run for this office because she's perfect. She's good looking. Look at her. She's beautiful. She reminds me of your girl, Nia Jax on WWE. Look like a slimmer version. She's beautiful. She's poised. She's articulate. She's smart, intelligent. That don't mean crap. Number one, what are your policies? Now, I tried to go up to her website, but of course, they want to get your information. I do not want her sending me any information. So I decided not to go on to the website. But let's go ahead anyway, just for the sake of, you know. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at this. Put my name up there. Bobby Brown. All right, first thing they're going to ask is money. That's what I hate about these Act Blue. Bet money is Act Blue. See? Act Blue. They're going to ask you for money. Won't even allow you to go in and get the look into the policies. All right, so that's okay. Let's go. So you guys know what I feel about Kamala Harris. I already did a series. You can go back and take a look at it. But I'm just going to add a couple more things about Kamala Harris that tell me no. I'm not voting for her. Like I said, she's pretty, half black, half Indian, Jamaican and Indian, smart, intelligent. But her current past and her record and what she's proposing, I am not for. All right, so let me go ahead and pull this up, and I'm just going to go over a couple reasons why I will not vote for Kamala Harris. Me. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm talking about me. She's not my cup of tea. I said I don't vote on people. I vote on people who push policies. All right, Harris received $41,900 from the telecommunications company. First of all, when Harris, she wasn't in Congress even a year, and they already pulled her to the side, already pulled her to the Hamptons, and begin to see if she's a juggernaut for fundraising. So they started a fundraising thing. All the Hillary Clinton donors pretty much packed up from Hillary and focused on Kamala Harris and say, man, this is even better. She's smart. She's black. She's been attorney general. She got experience. She know how to go toe-to-toe with men on panels, and she know how to grill. She should be president. Never talked about her record. Never talked about how she came up in politics. How did that trade it heard? How she came up in politics. Talked about her record, her criminal justice record. Sure, she did some things for homeowners, but she did a lot for business owners, corporations, and a lot less for homeowners. She did help some homeowners, but a lot of them end up losing their home. She pretty much is the female version of Obama. If you put Obama and Hillary Clinton together, if they was to have, if they was to get busy and have a baby, and that baby grow up to an adult in less than 6 months, that's Kamala Harris. That's what you got. So she received, she attended multiple funding, let me see, $41,900 from telecommunications company, calculated, added by telecom service and telephone utilities. $26,000 from commercial banks, and a whopping $626,000 from securities and investment interests. She even took $12,991 from the oil and gas industry. Harris attended multiple fundraising hosted by lobbyists during and after the election, including one last month in the Hamptons. She's always in the Hamptons. Lobbyists donated money to her campaign. Those donations came from individuals representing a plethora of corporate interests, from big pharmaceutical industries, companies and big pharmaceutical companies and Wall Street banks, to healthcare companies and telecommunication giants. So she's a magnet for corporations. She's setting herself up to be a corporate politician. Now, we'll talk about this in a second. One of the center's donors, for example, is a man by the name of Darius Anderson, the CEO of Platinum Advisors, whose client include including a global pharmaceutical company, Allergan PLC. That's just the beginning. So she is, first of all, I mean, she's a cookie cutter for the Democratic Party. They groomed and shaped her to run for president. It's just like the Justice Democrats saw Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. They groomed and shaped her to run for Congress. And she won. Well, they're grooming Kamala Harris to run for office, and they expect her to win. And they're going to do whatever they can to get her a win. Cory Booker, forget about it. All these other Kirsten Gillibrand, forget about it. You name it. Julian Castro, forget about it. I can go on and on. The people running for president right now, forget about it. Elizabeth Warren will not be the darling of the Democratic Party. Joe Biden may not even be the darling of the Democratic Party. Kamala Harris, half black, half Hindu. I mean, half Indian. Half Indian or Hindu. Smart, black, intelligent. That's their girl. She can raise money. We can use her money. We can take her to the Hamptons. We can take her to California, and we can raise big money for her. All the corporate interests love her. Pharmaceutical industry love her. The military contractors will love her. You name it, they're gonna love her, and they're gonna try to put money. Now she may have taken a PAC. I don't know. She said, but I don't trust any corporate politician who say that they're not gonna take any PAC or corporate or super PAC money. But they'll find ways to get that money in her hopper. If they have to give it to people in the company and have them donate the most you can donate multiple times if they can. The most you can donate in one shot multiple times, they're going to do that. Whatever way they can hook and crook to get money into her campaign, they're going to do it. If they could do it like Hillary Clinton did, take money from the down ballot, those who running in the down ballot in 2020, they're going to do it. Because Harris is their girl. Problem with Harris, she has no real good policy. Every person that jumped on Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All bill, you knew the reason they jumped on it because they probably was looking to run for president. Everybody that's running for president right now jumped on that bill. Maybe Julian Castro didn't, but everybody else did. Kamala Harris did. Kirsten Gillibrand did. I can go on and on. They jumped on that. So she announced her presidency, and like I said, she'll never be president in 2020. One of the main things that really turned me off about her is this. She were one of the first ones staunchly, with hard fervor, say, we ain't got time for a litmus test. We don't have time for purrs. In other words, she was saying that because she wanted to set you up not to judge her on her past record. That's what she was doing. But I'm here to tell you something, Miss Harris. It ain't just about beating Trump. We're going to put somebody in office that's going to really help the people. We're not going to just move somebody out the way that's going to sit in that office and then not going to do a doggone thing. Bad enough we got somebody that's doing negative things toward the people. We're not going to settle for somebody that's not going to do nothing at all. This is a different time. And if you don't have policies to really help people, and you're not strong with that policy, and you don't communicate that policy, and you don't show a track record of you doing it before, during, and after, you can forget about it. Now, like I said, she's already set up being groomed, molded and shaped to be the next Hillary Clinton / Barack Obama presidential candidate. They're already, the corporate complex, the military complex, pharmaceutical industry, all these big donors already donating to her. Yet, once she get that money in, by hook or crook, she may not take it right now. I'm telling you, don't trust these politicians when they say they're not going to take corporate PAC or super PAC money. They will find some way to get money in their pockets. She has to strictly be these things for me to even consider. Medicare for all, no cost tuition, education, $15 minimum wage across the board, fixing our crumbling infrastructure, a Green New Deal. Me personally, I go even further, a specific agenda to help out the black community, reparations for African American, Native Americans, and Chinese, the people who came to this country and built this country, reparations. If you don't even talk about that, to me personally, you might be out of my equation. I want to know what you're going to do for the black community. Now, what about black people, sister? When you going to start doing something for black people? See, that's the problem with most politicians. They want to get the black vote. They automatically assume they're going to get the black vote anyway. Even the black vote is not enough. You got to have the black vote. You got to have the Democrat, majority of the vote in the Democratic Party, but you got to get some independents. If you don't, you're going to lose. So they already assuming they're going to get the black vote. Black people, even though you know you're probably going to vote for a Democrat anyway, I'm not that type of person. Even though you know you are, don't let them think that they automatically going to get your vote. You make them earn your vote. When they get in your face, you get in their face and say, what are you going to do for my community? What is your plan for my people, my neighborhood, my community? What is your plan? If they get up there and talk about blah, 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 then you let them know. Now, this may not be true. You let them know and say, man, you're not the one for me. They'll have a fit. They'll get nervous because they assume they're going to get your vote. Just because Kamala Harris is a beautiful black woman, and she is pretty. Woo, Lord, she's pretty. Just because she's smart. Just because she got the gift of gab. That don't mean jack. If you're not going to get in that office and work for black people in general. Now, I'm being specific, don't get me wrong, because when Obama was in office, he helped out the LGBT community, he helped out Hispanic, but didn't do too much for black people. This time, black people need to get in politicians' face and say, what you gonna do for my community? I know we're all equal, but we saying Black Lives Matter. What about us? Now, last but not least, do not let Kamala Harris off the hook. She's going to be coming to your town to campaign. She'll probably go to the Iowa caucus, just like the rest of these people. Man, we got about 100 people running the Democratic Party. All of them believe they can knock off Trump. But I'm telling you right now, you got to come more than that with Trump. Like I said, you got to have the juice, baby. If you don't have great policies, if you don't have a great platform you're running on, and you don't communicate that platform effectively, yet at the same time pop shots at Trump, and at the same time pop shots at your own people in your party that you're running against, because you can't be no hold bars. You know somebody is a crooked politician. You need to oust him. Don't sit there babying them. Oh, we got to respect each other. We don't come down on each other. We're Democrat. Forget that crap. It ain't about you being a Democrat or a Republican. It's about what you're going to do for the working people. What are you going to do about the people in your community? See, one of the reasons why AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is on fire, and she's in my district, and I voted for her, but I'm holding her feet to the fire, and I met her twice. She probably don't even remember me, because she's famous now. I met her twice. Talked to her twice. Just because I voted for you don't mean I'm for you. I voted for you because you were better than Joe Crowley, who was one of the most corporate, crooked Democrats you can ever have run your district. Did nothing for the people in the Bronx and the Woodside area of Queens. Nothing. Nothing. Alexandria Ocasio go down there, got the whole Democratic Party scared. That's the kind of politician we need in office. Somebody that's going to be really dedicated to the people. Now, I know some of my buddies out there saying, she ain't crap. I ain't nobody. I understand that. I get where you're coming from. But look, as long as she's doing what she's doing, I got my eye out. And we need more politicians that's going to shake things up. We need more politicians going to tell these big donors, kiss my behind, I'm sold out to the people. Kamala Harris is not that person. She's as corporate as they come. From the time she moved her way up in politics, and you can go and do your own research on her, the mayor of California, Willie Brown, and how she rose up using Willie Brown. Now, I can get personal. She used Willie Brown, and you want that, man, please. Like I said, Kamala Harris, not my cup of tea. I'm not voting for her. She is not nope, not. She has no policies to help people. She's just another cookie cutter. She had Bill Clinton's sexual tendencies in my book. The fervorness of Hillary Clinton and the poise of Barack Obama. But no policies, no track record of helping working people. In this day and age, that's what we want. We are not just focusing on trying to get rid of Trump. We're focusing on getting somebody in office that's going to really, really help people. And if you're not dedicated to doing that, get out of my face.